No, have you gone live? Okay. All right. Thank you. Hello, everyone. Okay. Hello, 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 everyone. Thank you for joining us, everyone. My name is Zina Obasi, and welcome to another episode of the Waiting Room with Zina. Wow, it's an amazing day, and I'm so glad that you all have joined. Let me see. I have someone. Okay, someone has already joined me on Instagram. YouTube guys, I'm waiting for you. Facebook, yay! I have 3 viewers already. Thank you guys. Thank you so much. Thank you. God bless you. I have another viewer. Yes. Thank you. If you know anyone who's trying to join us on Zoom, something happened to my Zoom account, so I had to use ordinary Zoom instead of the webinar. So let them go back and check. We are sharing the passcodes now because I did share the link, and I was hoping people would join with the link, but I think we seem to have an issue with that. So just go to all our social media handles and get the passcode and join with the Zoom. There's no problem with that. Thank you so much for joining. Waneka, thank you, Florence. Okay, so welcome to this episode 16. Yeah, episode 16. My name is Zina Obasi. Interesting session. Today's session, as you can see, I'm trying to capture all the cameras because like I said, something happened with our regular Zoom, so our webinar, so we have to use a regular Zoom. So I'm having 3 or 4 cameras flashed in front of me, but don't worry, you will get to enjoy the program all the same. So today we're winding down with our season 1 from the video I posted 2 days ago. I'm sure some of you saw it. So today is our 16th episode, and we are summarizing the topics we have discussed so far. Now, here's something that is going to happen after this summary. We're going to have 2 or 3 episodes to summarize season 1. When we're done with that, my goodness, we have something else coming. We're going to have an interlude between season 1 and season 2. But while we're waiting to go on season 2, we have something that we're packaging for you guys. Another interesting episode is coming, which is like a special edition. Zina's Waiting Room Special Edition is coming, and it's going to let me not let the cat out of the bag. Just keep watching, okay? Keep watching, keep following, keep commenting, keep liking, okay? And subscribe to the YouTube channel so that you can get everything and watch it anytime you want, and you can share with other people. So today I'm just going to go back to the topics. Yeah, I'm going to go back to the topics that we have discussed earlier on. Oh, sorry, I forgot to record this. Um, okay, I would have to. I hope my manager is watching so that she can um, transfer hosting permission to me so that I can record this on Zoom, just in case anything happens. Okay, once I get that, I will click on record. Anyway, so today we're going to be summarizing what we discussed. Okay, so last week I did talk about something, and till now, the video I shared, it's not even last week. I think it was 2 weeks ago. We had that discussion on the show, and it gave me the prompting to do a video that I posted, and a lot of people have been reacting to that video. If you have, okay, thank you, love. If you have not watched that video, please, I think you need to go and watch it. Yeah, you need to go and watch that video if you haven't watched that video. The video was talking about something like okay, we're talking about basically talking about surrogacy, for instance, and adoption. in the case of a um, sickle cell patient, or it's an SS carrier, or those who probably are not carrying it. Like if an AS and an AS want to get married, they are always advised not to do that, because the likelihood of them having SS children is kind of high, and nobody wants to have children. Nobody wants to advise anybody to go and bring children into the world and have them go through that pain. I've seen some people that have gone through that pain, that are going through that pain, and it's not something you want to wish your worst enemy. So, but you see a lot of people who fall in love, and because of this compatibility, genotype compatibility, they end up not getting married. But I've also seen and I've heard some people who have married over three, fell in love with before their first love or something like that, and they are married. And then you keep wondering, because they wanted to have children and save their children from that pain, which is quite understandable. So they had to cut their relationship. But then you find out that some of them, not all, some of them, most of them, still live loving the other person, even though they are married. And these are truths that people are living in. No matter how you want to paint it, it's true, it's happening. So at the end of the day, people have, issues. Some are married and just managing, and some end up not even having the children that they supposedly, because of them, decided to come together. So the union was just to bring two people to procreate, and then you come together, and then you're not even having the children, and then you have the married start facing issues. For instance, I was compatible with my husband. We are compatible genotype wise. We got married, but we still faced the childlessness challenges, and a lot of people who are compatible are still facing childlessness. So if the reason for which you got married was just so that you can have children, and then you are not having them, and you would have left someone you loved because of genotype issue, how happy would you be? You see, so that's the topic. It's been going. Some people have been messaging me directly. Some did not believe, or rather did not agree with me, but I had to take my time to explain it. Why I'm saying this is part of, the reason why we started this program. So I said I was going to summarize what we have been doing from season 1. Season 1, I explicitly talked about my experience, my waiting experience of 17 years. Waiting in the room for children is not easy. And let me tell you, no matter how loving your husband is, your wife is, waiting will test you. Waiting will give you that blow. Some marriages don't survive it. Some marriages survive it wounded, dented. So it is a big blow on the family. On the thing is, if you were not even in love with the person in the first place, and you started this journey, it is going to be the biggest blow of your life, because so many marriages don't survive it. The other day, someone told me her husband was already threatening. In fact, even yesterday I had, so every day I have conversations with people, with women, who tell me, look, they are threatening to have another child outside, or they are threatening to go pick up another wife, or they are threatening to end this marriage and stuff like that. Well, in that case, there is nothing anybody can say. I cannot fix it. But what I'm saying is, at least in the first place, when we are getting married, let us have an open head, open mind, open heart. And when we have people who look up to us, let us advise them openly and let them make their choices. So what I was saying in my video, and I still maintain it, is that we have choices. Because if I let me put myself in this on this spot. Let's say I was in love with my husband, and we're not genotype wise compatible, and we decided not to get married, and we went to marry people that we didn't love, and then at the end of the day we didn't have children for 17 years. That marriage will not last. A loveless marriage that was actually entered into just so that you can have children. Now, the same children that, for the reason you joined this, entered this union, are not coming. What then is holding you if there is no love? So if there are two people who are in love, who want to get married, but genotype is not compatible, is it possible that they can go for other options while still remaining together? Can they get married and adopt? Because if they were compatible genotype wise and they got married and they waited for 10 years, they could also decide to go and adopt. So if you can do that, why can't you do that in this case? It's just a way of having people open their heads and start thinking outside the box. If you could actually think of doing surrogacy as a genotype compatible couple who have waited for 15 years, why can't you marry the love of your life who is probably genotype whose genotype is not compatible, and you go straight up for surrogacy? Yeah, you could do that. You could do adoption. You could do the egg selection. There are so many things to do. You can do the egg, don't a little bit outside what we are used to. So many people in Nigeria don't want to listen to it because they say we are Africans. That's not how we think. That's not what we do. But when that weight of waiting for a child weighs on you, let me tell you, people are doing unimaginable things. People are doing things that you don't even comprehend in the name of wanting to have children. It's just because they are hiding them. People are buying babies, which is worse. They are buying babies. They are not even bold enough to go and adopt because of what will society say. Then you go behind, you rob a mother, they steal babies, and then they sell to you, and you buy babies without any documentation. Is that one preferable? Is it not better to outrightly go and adopt, surrogacy, or whatever? So when we look at it, the main thing is for a couple to be happy together as a couple, in love and happy, and then have children and be able to raise them together and have healthy children. So someone said, what if these people cannot come up with the money to pursue surrogacy or the adoption, and then they end up just having their own children? Well, that should be advised against. If you know what people are going through in that situation when it comes to SS, you don't want to do that. You don't want to bring a child into the world. So I would rather work hard and give myself a target and say, you know what, I'm going to do whatever it takes to adopt a child, at least for I will work hard. I will do whatever I can. I will sell granite on the road. I will hawk things. So it's just about people knowing what they exactly want and coming together. And if two people are in love and they come together, there's nothing they cannot achieve together. So they can do that. They can achieve it. Because there are people out there who don't have fantastic jobs, who don't have children, who want children by all means, who are ready to claw their ways out of the hole to make sure that they have enough money to have one IVF. I'm seeing people every day going for IVF. Not all of them have money, but because that is what they want to have children. So they are doing whatever they can to make that happen. So what are you doing to make that happen? So that's where we need to, we need to look at it from that angle. So anyway, I'm not going to go back, continue so much on that, because that was not the only topic I talked about. All right, so there are other things I want to also talk about here. So let me go into those. All right, so anyway.
Recording stopped.
Oh goodness, recording stopped. Manager, you need to make me host again, as I see I need to be the host. So now I talked about my experience, my 17 years of waiting, which was not easy. I have a book to show you. So you can get this book and read it, and it will tell you my experience, so it wasn't easy. I'm not going to go back into it. It's on episode 1, so you can also go really reacting to. And if there are questions, you can also help us to look at those questions. If you have any question, help me so that I can
Recording in progress.
that can take them. Now, the reason and the vision for this, why did I start this program? Why did I start the waiting room with Zyna? Why? Because there are things I could doing with my time? Why did I decide to start it? Someone was asking me the other day, how do I get money to sponsor? I'm like, no, this is not paid for by anybody. This is just something I feel like doing. I've written a book. If people buy the book, of course, I make the money, but this program is free. So after writing the book, the urge didn't stop. The urge came to write the book, but it didn't stop after writing the book. I kept having the urge to do more, to do more, to do more. And for me, what I needed to do was to give people a room where they can feel free to express themselves, especially those who are in the waiting room. Because trust me, you cannot understand what happens in the waiting room if you are not there. No matter how much you think you have experiences in life. I decided to come up. I had the urge and I decided to obey the urge. I feel is the Spirit of God leading me to do this. So why I decided to do it is for the support. There are people who are waiting who don't have anybody. I mean, when you are in the waiting room, especially in a marriage that is troubled, where you have in-laws constantly nagging you, where you have neighbors constantly mocking you, where you have siblings and sometimes colleagues and stuff like that constantly reminding you of what you are waiting for. It's not an easy road at all. It is not. So sometimes you have people who are in this waiting room alone. And as surprising as it will sound, most people are not together in the waiting room with their spouses. You find out that the husband is not even in. So I've asked my husband to come because you need to be there as a man. And the man says there's nothing wrong with me. And as far as he's concerned, he's not going anywhere. He would tell some of them will say my daddy did not have any assisted whatever. He had us, my mother took in and had all 8 of us. So I don't know where your problem is coming from. So go take care of the problem. In a case like that, you are alone. Even though you are married, you are alone. Some people want to adopt, but their spouses will say no. Sometimes it's the women that will say no. Most times it's the men that will say no. So there are so many people in the waiting room, they are lonely. They are alone. That's why we started this. The reason we started this is to give people that support. At least I understand where you're coming from. I haven't waited for 17 years. I get you. You get me. So this is a place where people can, kind of find succor and support. Another reason why we started this is for information. And that is why things like the video I talked about earlier, as controversial as it is, I'm not a controversial person. And I normally, if you know me as a person, I avoid controversial issues. But there are times that you have to just say the truth. Like I've been explaining and educating people who have reacted personally to me, directly rather, to me, based on the video I made. About 5 people reacted to me directly, people who did not understand, and put it that way. Some of them, when I finished talking, and they were like, oh, the very first person that I interacted with, when I finished explaining to her, she was like, okay, I get it now. Then another person was a guy that I tried to explain to him that, look, he kept saying, this is Africa, we're not educated enough for this. I said, yes, I know, but this kind of conversation, we need to start. If we don't start this kind of conversation, there will be no enlightenment. So the funny thing is everybody agreed with me. Everybody agreed with me. Some directly responded and said, thank you for this. I got a lot of thank yous. But in fact, so many people were just coming to me directly, were chatting with me directly, saying, thank you for this eye-opener. Now I get it. In fact, there was a guy that told me this happened to himself and the lady he wanted to get married to. They had to separate because of genotype issue. They are all married. They are both married now to different people. And thank God, God helped them. They found people they are in love with. But not everybody is that lucky. So some people are like, this cannot happen yet. But when will it happen? Let them know that there are options. Adoption is not something that people openly talk about. In fact, somebody told me that I shouldn't talk anything about adoption openly, that adoption shouldn't be, so it should be hush-hush. And I told him no. We need to start having conversations. So the second reason I started this thing is to address, to bring in information rather to people who need them, especially people in the waiting room. I always tell people, you don't want to live your life based on other people's opinion. What will this person say? What would auntie say? What will brother say? What will daddy say? You are the one who needs the child. You are the number one person involved in this matter. It's not about what other people say. It's not that you're doing the right thing, the right way. You go ahead and do it. So I'm bringing information. And if there are things you don't understand, that's why you have the direct link to link with me directly. And I can point you in the right direction, depending on what you want to do. There are options. Childlessness now is a choice. Yes, it is. Number 3 is to address stereotypes. Oh, in my family, they've never done this. Oh my this, oh my that. What will people say? You are drinking Panadol for someone else's headache. You're not going to get healed on their behalf. So if they have the headache, let them go find Panadol to fix their headache. It's not your problem. Your issue and your challenge is your child that you're looking for. So you go about it the right way to get what you need. You don't want people to control you to the point that you cannot even make a simple decision for yourself. If you do, they will say. They will say. When you die, they will still say. So what's your own? What's your issue? That's the reason we started this thing, to help people to understand that, look, you can actually make your decisions and stand by it and do the right thing. The only thing I advise people, if you are going for any of the options, make sure you're doing the right thing. Another reason another topic we talked about was what to do while you're waiting. This one, I dwelt on it for some time. What do you do while you're waiting? Now, a lot of people tell me, we don't have money to go for adoption. We don't have money to do surrogacy. So what are you doing? You're just sitting down, folding your arms. This is the time to dig. This is the time to work hard. This is the time to get your hands dirty. Set your mind on what you want. You want to adopt a child. To cost you money. You don't have the money. What do? Get to work. Get to work. You can do 2 jobs. You can do 3 jobs. You can do so many things. There are so many things you can be doing apart from your main job or your main business. Your target is to get money. So you give yourself time. While you have you were on the show, if you didn't watch it, just go to my YouTube channel and watch. I invited someone from the ministry and she spent 2 episodes with us talking to us about adoption. So you go and listen. One of them is Audrey. Go and listen to her. She broke it down, especially for those of you living in Nigeria who want to adopt. She broke it down, all the things you need to do. So before you get to the point where they will say bring money or do this, you can give yourself 2 years and say, I want to work, I want to run this business, I want to do that. Target it. You can achieve it. Some of you are working, but you have been working with your first degree for 11, 10 years, 20 years, 15 years, and you're still waiting. Get your master's. Get your ass together. And I want to leave this for those of you who are waiting, who now think, or who have been made the breadwinner of your father's house because she doesn't have children, waiting she will take her money to. They will use emotional blackmail to kill you. Trust me, you don't want to go there. I asked the question one day to a relative that was asking me for money, and I said to him, if I had children, would you come to me with this request? And his answer was straight up no. That was when my eyes opened. I was like, what? He said no. Why did he say no? Because he felt, what do you need all this money? If you don't have children, what are you using your money for? So everybody's coming to you, collecting, and you are just giving. All their children are calling you mommy. They are not your children. They are not your children. Wait until something happens. The mothers will tell you, they explain it to you that these are not your children. Go have yours. So if you want to have your children, sit up, save your money. They call you money. You are paying school fees for 16 children, and you don't have money to adopt. Wise up. Save your money. Go get your own child. Adopt a child. What will people say? The same people that you're considering what they will say are the ones ripping you off. every week they are sending you messages up and down. ah uh, this one has not, Charity has not paid school fees o, Blessing is here to do this o, Chidoke has jambo, everything on your head. You don't have any child of your own, but they are very happy to collect from you, to take care of their own. And you are in your 40s, you are in your 50s, you are getting old. You say, if I adopt, what will people say? When you die, what will they say? When you get sorry for you, I am so sorry for you. He has left you already. For him to be telling you that if you adopt, he will leave you. Oyo is your case. Hey, see, if you want one-on-one, call me. This is not a time to be. You need your own child. I am telling you, after 17 years, oh my God, my baby has fixed my life. God has used that child to fix my life. Sometimes when I kneel down and I want to pray, I'm like, what else should I ask you, oh God? After what you have done for me? Just one. Just one. So if you want to adopt, hey, shine your eye, get up, work hard, save money, and go and get your child. Let them see. Your family members will not pick up. Oh, they don't, leave them alone. Get your child. You will see their true color. I was there, I know. Let's not even go into that. So please, now is the time to wake up. Now is the time. Oh, Taya Abiola, oh my God, my sister, you're watching me from Greece. Oh my God. Thank you, Tayo. So, my dear, this is the time to get up. Mm-hmm. Get up and sit up and arrange yourself. Okay? Another thing I'll quickly talk about before I go today, then next week we'll talk about the rest, is your well-being goals while you're waiting. Yes, it's very important to look at yourself. You don't want children to come and then you don't have what to give them, or you don't have good health to take care of them. Okay, so please, this is the time, take care of yourself. Your health is very important. Okay, if you are waiting, you wait. While you're waiting, make sure that your health is important. Make sure that you are taking care of your health, so that they don't come and meet a sick mom or a sick dad. So do something about your health. For women, check. Do your mammograms, check your breast, check yourself for breast cancer, cervical cancer, check yourself for high blood pressure, check yourself for diabetes, check yourself for osteoporosis, check yourself for all of those diseases that that come at us. Check yourself and make sure that you are okay. And as long as you're fine, you're okay, you can take care of your children, no matter how old you are. It doesn't matter. If you want to start thinking about it now, you still have the time to do so. You can start now and you can think about it, you can do it, and you can achieve it. Like I said, if you need me one-on-one, I'm here. That is why I'm here. To guide you and to show you the ways that I've gone about mine and how I achieved it. I don't mind helping you. So, but my final word to you today, but from me, it's thank you guys for watching. Those of you that join me on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Zoom, I love you guys. Thank you for your support. I really appreciate you. God bless you. And remember, children are a gift from God. However He chooses to give them to you, receive, appreciate, and take care of them. And never, ever, ever judge how you got your children or let someone else put you in a box. Remember, don't drink Panadol for another person's headache. God bless you guys. Zyna Obasi on another episode next week. Don't forget. See you guys. Bye.
Recording stop.
Guys, bye bye. See you.